Hi guys. Haven't done a Star Wars video in a couple of weeks. Just as an update, if somebody's been wondering what are those like sports videos popping up in your YouTube feed from me, which hasn't been normal to this point because I'm saying this because my viewership in YouTube has gone up not much but a little, which is fantastic. But if you're wondering what are those sports videos that are popping up from me, they are working with a sports team here in Finland, a women's sports team in a sport called floorball. If you haven't heard, that's let's say that's a variation of ice hockey in some ways and maybe some other sports, but yeah, ice hockey mainly. So those are those. If you don't want to watch those, fine with me. But if you want to get interested in a very fantastic and cool sport, that's a very nice sport to get into. So visit if you want to know more about the sport in English. Visit a website that is located in floorball.org. That's FLOORBALL.org. So if you want to know more, go ahead and pop in there. You will find some nice and very interesting information. Because besides Star Wars and movies, Star Wars and other movies, that's my floorball is my number one passion in life right now at this moment, and especially women's floorball. I seem to be struggling with my words for some reason today. Maybe I'm a bit tired because I haven't been working for too many hours per day per night for a couple of weeks with my just those floorball videos, which I was trying to get up for our team. So forgive me for that. But yeah, what I was saying was that if you wanna get into some new sport that you haven't heard anything about, or maybe you have, that's fine. That's perfect. But if you wanna find a new sport to follow, that's a nice way to start and maybe to get interested in that. But with that housekeeping item out of the way, I'm getting into my main topic of this video, which is that there's a nice piece of YouTube video on the Star Wars YouTube site or channel, which deals with those little Easter eggs and stuff like that in Rogue One, because there has been lots of speculation about this um, shared universe thing that brings with it the fact that they are popping in many things from other Star Wars movies and books and stuff like that. So they talked about uh, well, mainly one thing that concerns Star Wars Rebels, one of my favorite Star Wars things. Although I have been a little bit critical of it in some videos, and I'm still going to be, because that's just the way I am. I'm not your like fanboy that says to everything like, "Oh, that's so perfect." No, 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 no. I'm always going to be very critical about what I see. So yeah, they talked about two things in there. One of them I missed, and when I was watching Rogue One, uh, but I'm going to see it again. So maybe next time I'm going to see it now that I know to watch for it. Uh, but the thing that I missed completely, which is amazing that I missed it, but still I did, was that they used the robot called Chopper from Star Wars Rebels on Yavin 4 Rebel base in Star Wars Rebels. In my mind, that's a cool thing. That's nice because I happen to like Chopper a lot. He's a robot with an attitude, and that's something I like. He's not your typical okie dokie kind of robot that does anything and everything you ask from it, or he has a little bit of R2D2 in him, but actually, I think that Chopper in many ways is a lot cooler than R2D2. Of course, some people may say that okay, that's stupid to say that because R2D2 has been a very classic character in most of the movies. Everybody's waiting for him to pop up in the new movies all the time. So that's fine. But in my mind, Jabba is a very well built up character that brings something brings an edge to Star Wars Rebels, and that's what that show needs. But now to get to my main point on the Star Wars Rebels and Rogue One connections. I have to be honest. I'm a bit disappointed on about the fact that they push the Star Wars Rebels connections on anything and everything these days, or at least that's how I feel about it. But they shouldn't, because I still contend that although it's cool to have Rebels characters pop up in everything, I also think that in some ways Star Wars movies should be Star Wars movies. I mean, the episodic movies and then the standalone movies should be their own thing mostly. And then you might pop up some small things. Okay, granted, Jabba's cameo in Star Wars Rogue One was a small thing, but still. Uh, it seems that on the Star Wars channel and Star Wars websites and all their promotional stuff nowadays, it seems that they are really pushing for Star Wars Rebels. And I get it, it's a fine series, but there's still a lot of people that don't watch the series, although they might be Star Wars fans, but I know many people that don't watch the series because let's face it, it's a kids movie, a kids series, and it's on Disney XD. So yeah, having the character of Jabba there on Yavin, the planet Yavin was a nice thing, but I would hope that they wouldn't push all the time the Star Wars Rebels connections, because heck, they are not pushing Star Wars the Clone Wars connections. And granted, Star Wars Clone Wars isn't an up and running kind of current series, but I find it amazing sometimes that everybody's from Star Wars or Lucasfilm is saying all the time that look, this Rebels character jump up in that one, this Rebels character in that one, this Rebels character or ship in that one, and nobody's talking about the Clone Wars, and that's sad because many people like Clone Wars. Me to a certain extent, yeah, I like Clone Wars, to a certain extent. Not my favorite thing, but to a certain extent, I do like it. I started to binge watch it on Netflix the other day, and I noticed that that's a cool series. So I really think that if Lucasfilm and Star Wars is pushing on Star Wars Rebels right now, they should also give the same kind of um, let's call it courtesy to Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Uh, I'm pretty sure they won't do it, but hey, still they should. That would be nice. That would be cool. Um, and the other Star Wars Rebels cameo that I somehow saw in the movie was the Star Wars Rebels ship called Ghost, and yeah, that's another cool thing there. But actually, I have to say here that, or I have to ask here that what does it add to the like plot? I know that it's just fan service there, but still, if in my mind, if you put something as fan service to a movie like Rogue One, you should have them do something and not just, hey, look, there's this thing, there's this ship from Star Wars Rebels. No, 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 no. But the Lucasfilm people should, next time they do this kind of cameos, they should really try to make these cameo characters really do something and not be like, hey, we are here, see us, and now that now we can say that we are connected to some other Star Wars properties. And yeah, that brings me to my final point in this video, which is uh, a thing that has been bugging me a lot lately. Because why do you call Rogue One a Star Wars standalone movie? And I don't know, because if there was ever a Star Wars movie that was connected more to the main saga, to the original saga, than Rogue One, then I don't know. I don't really know what they are doing there, because Star Wars Rogue One should have been called Episode 3.65, 3.7, 3.8, 3.99, because it's so much connected to the original trilogy. So uh, I get that you want to differentiate from or differentiate these new movies that are coming out, these Han Solo's, Rogue Ones, maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. But still, if you have that much connected tissue to Star Wars Episode 4, then by all means come out, say it, that this is a very well connected movie to that other movie, because I think that I might sound stupid here, but I think that Lucasfilm might be doing a disservice to themselves by trying to say that this a movie called Rogue One was a standalone movie, and by doing that, uh, in my mind, that's one of the only times in that I can remember that I can say that I think they are not being very clever, because you are trying to say to new Star Wars fans that that's a standalone movie, and people are like, aha. Then this story is a nice addition to the lore of Star Wars, but it's not connected to the other movies, and then they go and watch um, Star Wars Rogue One, and then they hear that it's, and because I heard from many people when I was going to watch the movie that you should watch episode 4 The New Hope right after this. Yeah, it's totally true because um, Rogue One gives so much new information on episode 4, and I really think that that new fans should be told the fact that when you go watch Rogue One, hey, try at least try to watch episode 4 after this, because basically they are uh, one movie rolled into one if you really start to think about it. But as usual, I have posted the link to the Star Wars web show that I was talking about to the description section of this video. So go ahead and click on it and go watch it yourself and see what they have to say. It was a very nice discussion. There was Pablo Hidalgo and well, I forgot those two other guys' names, but all of them three were very nice and very knowledgeable from the on the movies, and I think that all of them three were from the Star Wars story group or Lucasfilm story group, and I have to say that Andy Gutierrez has been doing a marvelous job in hosting this web series that they are doing on YouTube. So if you haven't watched Lucasfilm's The Star Wars show, go ahead, watch it. It's fantastic, and there's a link in the description below. But other than that, thanks for watching this video, and see you again soon. I promise to make more Star Wars content once I get all this floorball stuff out of the way for a couple of weeks. So I'll promise to be back soon. So have a nice evening or morning or whenever you are watching this, and I'll be back. Thanks.